Cold night wind moved through the quiet human colony. Most lights were off, and only a few workers walked outside. Inside the small medical building, Dr. Aaron Hale was finishing his last report. Everything was calm, until the ground suddenly shook. At first, he thought it was a small quake. But then it happened again, stronger. Tomb. The window rattled. Tomb. The clinic lights flickered. Dr. Hale looked up, confused. "What was that?" he whispered. Nurses rushed into the hallway. "Doctor, something big is coming from the forest," one shouted. Alarms started ringing outside. Red lights flashed across the buildings. Security drones rose into the sky, scanning the darkness. And then everyone heard it. A low, heavy breathing sound. Not human. Not animal. Something far bigger. The entire colony froze. Dr. Hale stepped outside, and his heart almost stopped. From the tree line, a massive shadow appeared, taller than any building in the colony. As it stepped forward, the ground cracked under each footstep. Its body glowed faint blue under the moonlight. Thick armor-like skin covered it. The creature's entire posture looked tired, shaking, almost like it was struggling to stay standing. But the most shocking thing was this. It was kneeling. To the humans. Slowly, very slowly, the giant leaned forward until its head lowered near the colony gate. Soldiers pointed weapons. Drones locked targets. People hid behind walls. But the giant did not attack. Instead, it spoke. A deep, shaking voice rolled across the valley like thunder. "Please, make it stop." Everyone froze. A giant alien, bigger than a house, was begging. Begging like a child in terrible pain. Dr. Hale, even in fear, stepped closer. What do you need?" he asked cautiously. The giant lifted his glowing eyes. His pupils were shaking. "Human doctor," the giant said, struggling to breathe, "help me." Those words broke the fear for a moment. A strange silence fell. Even the soldiers lowered their weapons a little. The giant placed his massive hand on the ground, almost like he was surrendering. Dr. Hale climbed on top of a cargo crate to reach the giant's face. He saw thick lines of glowing cracks spreading across the creature's skin. Something was moving under the surface, something alive, something wrong. "What is happening to you?" Dr. Hale asked. The giant's voice cracked in pain. "Something inside me, hurting me, controlling me. Please, make it stop." The alien bowed his head so low that the earth shook. Dr. Hale took out his handheld scanner with trembling hands. When he pointed it at the giant's neck, the device beeped wildly. Strange energy spikes shot across the screen. Nurses and guards gasped. Inside the giant's body, wrapped around his spine like a living chain, was a glowing parasite. And it was moving. Dr. Hale turned pale. "This thing, it's inside you?" The giant nodded weakly. Before Dr. Hale could ask more, the parasite reacted to the scanner. The giant suddenly screamed a loud roar that shook dust off every roof. Colony residents fell to the ground holding their ears. Children cried. Soldiers panicked and almost fired. But the giant quickly stopped shouting and pressed his head into the dirt again. "Please. I do not want to harm anyone. Help me before I lose control." Dr. Hale realized something important. This giant did not come to destroy the colony. This giant came because he was scared. Because he was dying. Because he needed a human doctor. Dr. Hale took a deep breath and stepped forward. "All right," he said quietly, "I will help you. I promise." But deep inside, he knew. This was no normal patient. This was a giant alien, with a monster living inside him. And tonight, everything was about to change. The giant lay halfway across the colony's entrance, breathing like a mountain struggling to stay alive. Every breath sounded painful. Dr. Aaron Hale stood close to him, scanning again and again, trying to understand what was happening inside this massive body. But the readings made no sense. His scanner kept flashing red with warnings. Strange energy spikes moved up and down the display like wild electric storms. Nurse Marley whispered, "Doctor, this thing is not natural." Before Dr. Hale could reply, the giant spoke again, voice heavy with fear. "My name is Torguth. Dr. Hale nodded softly. All right, Torgoth, tell me what is hurting you. Torgoth tried to lift his head but immediately winced. Blue cracks spread along his neck, glowing brighter with each heartbeat, like fire pushing under his skin. Something lives inside me, Torgoth said, trembling. It was placed there, long ago. Dr. Hale leaned closer. Placed? By who? Torgoth looked away, ashamed. By my own kind. That answer froze Dr. Hale. Before he could ask anything, Torgoth's spine suddenly arched. A violent shock ran through his body. The ground trembled like an earthquake. Colonists stumbled and grabbed onto anything they could. The lights flickered. Windows cracked. Drones lost control and fell. Dr. Hale rushed forward. Torgoth, stay with me. Torgoth's voice came out broken. It is angry. Dr. Hale scanned again and finally saw it clearly. A long, snake-like object wrapped around the giant's spinal cord. It pulsed with glowing red lines, like veins full of fire. It was feeding on Torgoth's energy. Feeding on his mind. And worst of all, the parasite was growing. Dr. Hale whispered, this thing, it's a living creature. He felt his heart drop. This parasite wasn't just harming Torgoth. It was controlling him. Pushing him toward madness. Forcing him to move where it wanted. Nurse Marley looked terrified. Doctor, if that creature becomes stronger. Her voice died as the parasite reacted again. Torgoth's entire body jerked violently. His massive hand smashed into the ground, creating a deep crater. Soldiers raised their weapons instantly. But Torgoth shouted through the pain. No. Do not harm them. Please. His huge fingers curled inward, trying to stop himself from moving. His muscles strained like he was fighting chains inside his own body. Dr. Hale realized something horrifying. If Torgoth lost control for even a moment, the parasite could make him destroy the colony. The giant groaned. Doctor, it is taking my strength. I cannot fight much longer. Dr. Hale forced himself to stay calm. Torgoth, listen. I think I can help you. But I need to understand the parasite. Torgoth nodded weakly. Then, you must know the truth. He closed his eyes. His voice came out low, painful, filled with memory. This parasite is called a mind leech. We giants used it as a punishment for traitors. It binds to the mind, and makes the host obey. Dr. Hale felt cold. You mean, this is torture? Torgoth's voice cracked. Yes, and I was not a traitor. I was framed. The giant's huge body shook as another wave hit him. Blue blood leaked through glowing cracks on his shoulder. Dr. Hale shouted to the team, bring the heavy lifters, bring the mobile lights, and prepare the surgery platform. Everyone looked shocked. Doctor, you're not thinking about operating on that, are you? One soldier asked. Dr. Hale didn't blink. If we don't, the mind leech will burst his heart. And the energy inside that thing could blow half this colony off the map. Silence fell. Then another pulse. The parasite's glow turned bright red. Torgoth roared in agony. Dr. Hale grabbed his medical bag and ran toward the giant's neck. Torgoth, he shouted. Hold on. I'm going to save you. The giant breathed heavily, eyes full of fear. Hurry, doctor, before it takes my mind completely. And the night grew darker as everyone realized. This was not the beginning of a treatment. This was the beginning of a war inside a giant's body. The colony yard looked like a battlefield. Floodlights glowed in every direction, shining onto the giant alien body lying across the open ground. Torgoth's chest rose and fell slowly, each breath shaking the air like a deep rumble of thunder. His glowing cracks were now brighter, almost pulsing like a heartbeat separate from his own. Dr. Aaron Hale stood on a steel platform raised by 2 cargo cranes. The platform barely reached the side of Torgoth's neck. Even lying down, the giant looked like a fallen mountain. Nurse Marley held out a kit. Doctor, this is impossible, she whispered. He's too big. His skin is thicker than a transport hull. Dr. Hale didn't look away from Torgoth. Impossible or not, he came here for help. And we are all he has. He placed his hand on Torgoth's rough skin. It was warm, burning warm, and trembling like a drum under pressure. Torgoth opened one heavy eye. "Doctor, I trust you." The words were soft, but the weight behind them felt huge. Dr. Hale nodded. "I won't fail you." He activated the medical cutter. A thin beam of blue light hummed softly. He pressed it against the giant's neck. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then, SSSSHHK. A thin line opened, glowing with bright blue blood. Marley gasped. "Doctor, the cut is closing." The skin around the incision was trying to heal instantly. Torgotha's body had natural regeneration far stronger than anything human. Dr. Hale adjusted the cutter. "Hold the stabilizer," he shouted. Two soldiers pushed a large metal clamp into place, holding the edges of the wound apart. Blue steam rose from the giant's flesh, filling the air with a strange sweet smell. "Stay with me, Torgoth," Dr. Hale said. But before he could continue, everything changed. The parasite sensed the intrusion. Torgotha's entire body jerked with a violent shockwave. The cranes shook. The ground cracked. Lights flickered. A psychic scream burst through the air. Silent to the ears, but loud inside the mind. Every colonist felt it. Many fell to their knees, holding their heads. But Dr. Hale stayed standing. Somehow, he resisted the mental attack. Torgoth groaned. "It knows, Doctor, it knows you are coming." Dr. Hale leaned inside the glowing incision. He could see nerves larger than tree roots, pulsing with blue and red light. Then he saw it. A long, coiled shape wrapping around the spinal cord. The creature glowed sick red, covered in thin, moving tendrils. It twitched, as if aware of his presence. Dr. Hale whispered, "My God." Suddenly the parasite released a psychic burst. Dr. Hale's vision blurred. He saw flashes, destroyed cities, burning skies, giants screaming. Scenes of torture. Scenes of fear. He grabbed the platform rail, shaking. Nurse Marley shouted, "Doctor, what's happening?" He forced himself to stay conscious. "It's trying to break into my mind." The parasite turned its glowing head toward him. And then, it spoke. Not with a voice, but inside his thoughts. "Human, leave, or be consumed." Dr. Hale shut his eyes and pushed the voice away. His hands shook, but he lifted the surgical tool again. "No," he whispered. "You're hurting my patient. I'm taking you out." The parasite screeched silently. Torgotha's body convulsed. The cranes nearly snapped. Soldiers ran for cover as debris fell from above. Dr. Hale shouted, "Torgoth, fight it. I'm almost there." Torgotha's voice trembled. "I am trying, Doctor." The giant was losing strength. Fast. Dr. Hale reached deeper with the clamp, trying to grab one of the parasite's tendrils. But before he could touch it, the parasite lashed upward with a sharp limb, slicing through the air toward him. Dr. Hale barely dodged. The platform shook violently. Marley screamed, "Doctor, it's attacking." Dr. Hale took a breath. "Then we attack back." He adjusted the cutter to full power. The parasite shrieked again, shaking the entire colony. And Dr. Hale made the first real cut into the monster living inside the giant. The moment Dr. Hale cut into the parasite's outer layer, the world around him changed. The air turned heavy. The lights around the colony dimmed at the same time. Even the sky above seemed to darken, as if something was pulling all energy toward the giant's body. Nurse Marley shouted from below, "Doctor, something is draining the power grid." Dr. Hale didn't look away. "It's the parasite. It's pulling energy from everything." Then it happened. A violent psychic wave exploded from inside the incision. This time it was 10 times stronger than before. Soldiers dropped their weapons. Drones fell from the sky. Technicians collapsed to their knees, clutching their heads. Even the cranes holding the platform shook like they were alive. Only Dr. Hale stayed conscious, but barely. His vision blurred, his ears buzzed, and a deep pain stabbed his skull. It felt like something was trying to force open the door to his mind. A cold voice echoed inside his head. "Human, you cannot win." Dr. Hale gritted his teeth and held the railing tightly. "No parasite tells me how to do my job," he whispered. Inside the incision, the parasite twisted its long, glowing body. It unwrapped one thick tendril from Torgatha's spine and raised it like a striking snake. Dr. Hale saw it coming, but the platform swung wildly, making him lose balance. The tendril slashed past his face, cutting the air with a burning red streak. "Torgath!" Dr. Hale shouted. "Hold it back." The giant's voice shook the entire yard. I am trying, Doctor, but it is in my mind, pushing, crushing." His massive hands dug into the soil. Cracks spread in every direction. Dr. Hale climbed back up, heart racing. He adjusted the cutter and aimed at the parasite again. "Come on, you monster, show me what you're afraid of." The parasite reacted instantly. It sent a psychic shock directly into Torgatha's brain. Torgath screamed a horrible, deep cry that made everyone cover their ears. Birds fled from the forest. Structures trembled. Nurse Marley yelled, "He can't take another hit like this." But Dr. Hale didn't stop. Inside the glowing wound, he finally saw the parasite's core. A pulsing red knot, beating like a second heart. "That's it, the center," Dr. Hale murmured. "If I can cut that, you're done." The parasite sensed his thought. Its red glow brightened. Its tendrils shook violently. Suddenly, the visions returned. Dr. Hale wasn't on the platform anymore. He was standing in a ruined alien city. Fire. Screaming giants. Parasites crawling over bodies. Torgath tied to a metal pole, begging. And a voice whispering. "We control all minds. You are nothing." Dr. Hale fell to one knee, gasping. He forced himself to remember something simple, something real. The smell of earth. The touch of Torgatha's hand. The promise he made. "I'm a doctor," he whispered. "And doctors don't walk away." With all his strength, he broke free from the illusion. The platform came back into focus. The cut was still open. The parasite was still there. Dr. Hale aimed the cutter at the core. The parasite attacked. 3 tendrils lunged at him at once. Before they could hit, the entire ground shook and a massive shadow moved overhead. Torgath. With the last of his strength, the giant lifted one huge hand and slammed it beside the platform, blocking the parasite's attack. His voice trembled. "Finish it, Doctor, before it controls me, before I lose myself." Dr. Hale took a deep breath, tightened his grip, and leaned in. "Hold on, Torgath. I'm not letting you go." The parasite shrieked louder than ever. A scream that echoed through the entire valley. And Dr. Hale drove the cutter straight toward its core. The parasite's scream echoed inside the colony like a storm of knives. The cutter burned against its glowing skin, but the monster wasn't dying yet. It fought back harder, sending shockwaves through Torgatha's nervous system. Torgatha's body convulsed. His massive arm struck the ground, creating a crater several meters wide. Dust shot up like smoke. Torgatha's voice broke into painful cries. "Doctor, it's too strong." Dr. Hale steadied himself on the shaking platform. Sweat dripped down his face. His ears rang from the parasite's psychic pressure. Every muscle in his body felt tired, like he had carried a mountain on his back. Nurse Marley shouted from below, "Doctor, his heartbeat is unstable. If it drops more, he won't survive the next pulse." Dr. Hale knew she was right. "Torgath," he called. "Stay with me. Focus on me, not the pain." But the giant's eyes were losing their shine. His breaths grew weaker. The parasite's glow spread across his veins like fire creeping across dry wood. Suddenly Torgatha's voice came out small, like a frightened child. "It's taking my mind. I can feel it pulling my memories away." Dr. Hale's heart sank. This wasn't just physical torture. The parasite was consuming Torgatha's identity. "Tell me what you see," Dr. Hale urged. Torgath hesitated, then whispered, "My home, my village, the sky of my world." His huge eyes stared into nothing as the memories flowed out of him. "I see myself, younger, running with my brother near the stone river. My mother, she is calling me, she is laughing." His voice trembled. "But the light fades, everything fades. Doctor, I'm losing them." The platform shook as another psychic wave hit. Dr. Hale felt the illusion trying to pull him again, pulling him into Torgatha's memories. And this time, he allowed it. In a blink, he was standing inside Torgatha's mind. They stood in a giant village made of tall stone arches. Purple leaves fell from strange trees. The air smelled sweet. Children with glowing eyes ran and laughed. Torgath stood beside him, not the wounded giant, but a younger version of him, strong and proud. "Doctor," Torgath said, this is who I was." The sky suddenly darkened. A shadow crawled over the horizon. Parasites dropped from the clouds like red stars falling from the sky. Dr. Hale watched in horror as the mind leeches latched onto giants, twisting their bodies, controlling their minds, making them scream. Torgatha's voice cracked. "They captured me. They said I betrayed them, but I didn't." Dr. Hale placed a hand on Torgatha's shoulder. "I believe you." The memory world flickered like a dying flame. The parasite's red tendrils crawled across the sky, trying to erase it completely. Dr. Hale shouted, "Torgath, don't let it take this. Fight it." The memory shattered like glass. And suddenly they were back in the real world. Torgath gasped loudly, his eyes snapping open. But he looked weaker. Almost empty. The lights on his body dimmed. Nurse Marley yelled, "Doctor, his energy is collapsing." Dr. Hale knew time was over. He leaned toward Torgatha's ear and whispered, "I saw your memories. I know you're innocent. And I promise, I will save you. Your story won't end like this." Torgath blinked slowly. A small grateful smile formed. "Thank you, Doctor." But the parasite was furious. It sent a shockwave through Torgatha's spine that cracked the ground under his body. Dr. Hale nearly fell off the platform. The parasite glowed blood red. The brightest it had ever been. It was preparing for something deadly. Marley screamed, "Doctor, it's going to trigger an overload. If the parasite released all its stored energy, it could destroy half the colony." Dr. Hale looked into the open incision, gripping his tools tight. "No more," he said. His voice was calm, but his eyes burned with determination. He leaned forward, ready to face the monster head-on. "Parasite, you want a fight?" He activated the cutter at full power. "Then you'll get one." And the final battle inside the giant's body began. The parasite pulsed like a beating red star inside Torgatha's open wound. Its tendrils tightened around the giant's spine, glowing brighter and brighter with each second. The ground under the colony trembled. Small stones rolled. Lights flickered as if the entire power grid was being drained. Nurse Marley shouted through the chaos, "Doctor, the parasite is reaching overload level. If it releases that energy, everything here will burn." Dr. Hale steadied himself on the shaking platform. His hands were trembling, not from fear, but from the pressure of the psychic waves slamming into his mind like invisible hammers. "Torgath," he yelled. "I need your help. I can't pull this thing out unless you fight it too." Torgatha's eyes opened slightly. They were dim, like lanterns running out of fuel. His voice came out broken. "Doctor, I will try, but it's inside my thoughts. It whispers, it pushes." Dr. Hale leaned closer, lowering his voice. "You're stronger than it. I saw your memories. I know who you are. Don't let this creature take that from you." Torgath breathed deeply, one long, shaky breath. Then he whispered, "For my people, for my mother, and for you, Doctor, I will fight." The giant clenched his fists, and his entire body tightened. The parasite reacted instantly. It struck. 3 glowing tendrils shot upward like spears, aiming straight for Dr. Hale. The platform rocked violently. One tendril sliced past his arm, leaving a burning trail in the air. Another wrapped around the crane wire, melting through the metal like acid. Soldiers below screamed, "Doctor, jump. It's too dangerous." Dr. Hale ignored them. He adjusted the extractor clamp, took a deep breath, and plunged both arms into the incision, reaching for the parasite's core. The creature shrieked. A psychic blast hit the colony, shattering windows, knocking soldiers to the ground, even sending drones crashing into walls. But Dr. Hale did not move. His hands closed around the parasite's core. A hard, pulsing mass. Hot like fire. Alive. and furious. Inside his mind, a voice roared. Human. Let go. Dr. Hale gritted his teeth. No. The parasite tightened its coil around Torgutha's spine, crushing the nerves. Torguth screamed, and the entire platform shook. Blue blood splashed out like glowing rain. Torguth. Dr. Hale shouted. Hold on. Just a little more. But Torguth was fading fast. His heartbeat slowed. His glow dimmed. His massive chest barely moved. Doctor, he whispered weakly, if I lose control, kill me, before I hurt your people. Dr. Hale's eyes filled with anger. No. You're not dying. Not tonight. He tightened his grip and pulled. The parasite fought. Its tendrils stabbed into the air, striking the metal platform, breaking beams, cracking the ground. Red lightning shot from the wound, blasting everything around it. Nurse Marley screamed, the energy is rising. Doctor, it's going to explode. Dr. Hale yelled back, not if I get it out first. He planted his feet, pulled harder, feeling the parasite's tendrils rip free from Torgutha's spine one by one. The creature shrieked and released another psychic wave. This time it targeted Dr. Hale's deepest memories. His childhood. His mother. His first day as a doctor. His failures. His fears. All flashing like broken mirrors. Dr. Hale shook violently, almost losing his grip. But then he heard Torgutha's faint voice. Doctor, I trust you. And that trust gave him strength. With a final roar, Dr. Hale yanked the parasite's core completely out of Torgutha's neck. A blinding explosion of red and blue light burst into the sky. So bright the night turned into day. So loud the mountains echoed. The parasite thrashed in his hands, screaming. Torgutha's body fell still. The valley fell silent. Dr. Hale collapsed to his knees on the platform, holding the parasite's twitching body, breathing hard. Nurse, contain this thing, he gasped. Marley and the soldiers rushed to secure the creature inside an energy cage. But Dr. Hale didn't look at them. He looked at Torguth. The giant wasn't moving. His glowing veins had faded. His chest was still. Dr. Hale whispered, voice shaking. Torguth, please, don't die on me now. But the giant did not respond. The battle was over. And now something far more painful had begun. Silence covered the colony like a heavy blanket. No alarms. No shouting. No psychic screams. Only the soft hum of emergency lights blinking across the yard. The massive body of Torguth, the giant alien who came begging for help, lay still on the ground. His glowing veins had turned dim. His chest did not rise. His eyes were shut. It looked like a dead mountain under the morning sky. Dr. Hale stood on the platform, shaking, staring at his patient's unmoving form. His hands were covered in blue giant blood. His clothes were burnt from the parasite's psychic blast. His legs trembled as he stepped down. Nurse Marley approached carefully. Doctor, his vital signs are gone. Dr. Hale didn't move. He placed a hand on Torgutha's cheek. The skin was still warm, but fading fast. He shouldn't have died, Dr. Hale whispered. I pulled it out. I did everything. Marley's voice cracked. You gave him more than anyone else ever could. But that brought no peace. A giant trusted him. A giant begged him. And Dr. Hale felt he had failed him. Soldiers carefully moved the captured parasite into a containment cage. Even dead, its body twitched with leftover energy. They kept distance, afraid of what it might still do. Dr. Hale ignored them. He walked alone toward Torgutha's face. He placed his hand on the giant's forehead. You fought so hard, he whispered. You didn't deserve this. He lowered his head and closed his eyes. And then, something changed. A soft vibration brushed against his hand. Barely there, but real. Dr. Hale jerked his head up. Torguth? Nothing. He leaned closer, listening. A single breath escaped Torgutha's lips. Weak. Shallow. But a breath. Dr. Hale's heart leapt. He's alive. Bring scanners. Now. Nurse Marley rushed over with portable scanners. The device flickered, then showed faint electrical activity in Torgutha's brain. His stabilizing. His actually stabilizing, she shouted. Dr. Hale didn't wait. He climbed back onto a crate next to the giant's face. Torgoth, if you can hear me, come back. For a moment, everything was still again. Then the giant's eyelids moved. Just a twitch. Then another. And then his eyes opened slowly, glowing faint blue in the morning light. Torgoth looked confused at first. Lost. Distant. But then his gaze found Dr. Hale, tiny, exhausted, standing beside him. A slow breath escaped his lips. Doctor. His voice was weak, like an old drum. But it was real. Dr. Hale felt tears forming. You scared all of us, you big idiot. Torgoth gave a slow, tired smile. I thought. I was gone. You almost were, Dr. Hale whispered. Torgoth tried to lift a finger. The ground cracked under the small movement. The parasite, is it removed? Dr. Hale nodded. Dead. Completely. The giant closed his eyes with relief. Then. I am free. For the first time since he came to the colony, Torgoth's voice carried no fear, no pain, no darkness. Only peace. The colony gathered around. People who once feared the giant now clapped, cried, and cheered. Children waved. Soldiers saluted. No one saw a monster anymore. They saw the alien who begged for help. And the human doctor who saved him. Torgoth slowly pushed himself up, his huge frame rising like a mountain returning to life. Every movement was slow but steady. He looked down at the colony, then at Dr. Hale. With great effort, he bowed, his massive head touching the ground. Dr. Hale, you have saved my life, my memories, and my future. My people will know your name. They will honor the human who fought a mind leech with courage greater than any giant. Dr. Hale swallowed hard. I only did what a doctor should do. No, Torgoth replied softly. You did what a hero does. As the sun rose higher, Torgoth took his first steps away from the colony toward his distant home. His huge shadow stretched across the ground. But before leaving, he looked back one last time. We will meet again, friend. Dr. Hale smiled. I'll be here. The giant walked into the horizon, alive and free. And across the galaxy, the legend began. The giant who came begging for help. And the human doctor who saved him from the monster inside.